Hey guys, welcome back to The Long Drive. I am Logan, and today we are starting off about 50 kilometers from where you guys saw me last. That's right, you've lost about half an episode. It was going fine. We were just cruising along, driving. Not a whole lot had happened, so you didn't miss out on much. But it was an extremely weird episode. All kinds of things kept happening around the house, and I said, I'm not going to have time to finish this in one sitting like I usually do. I think I've told you guys before, like I usually pretty much always record these in one sitting. I sit down, I play for 30, 45 minutes, whatever, record it, edit it, upload it. There we go. Well, this one, so much crap was going on. It was right before Thanksgiving that I just was not going to be able to get it done in one sitting. So, after like an hour, we'd only made it 50 kilometers or so. I said, fine, I'll stop. I'll come back to it in a day or two. Well, all that footage is lost. So, it is what it is. Like I said, it's not much. It's about 50 kilometers. We didn't lose anything of major importance. I slept through the night. We drove some. We passed a couple places. I don't think we even stopped anywhere. So it's not terrible. We will continue along our way. You can actually see there we were at 51. So we were right at 50 kilometers when we stopped last time. It's unfortunate, but it happens. And then with Thanksgiving and getting back to work and all kinds of family stuff going on, I think I've now missed like 2 weeks in a row, which I'd really tried to not let that happen, but life sometimes does not cooperate with us. So we're cruising along. We've got about, was it 500 kilometers, something like that left. So we're going to try to knock out a bunch of those today, see what we can do. Our fuel tank is running a little low. I think the light's even on. Our hunger and thirst are getting up there. So before we even go to sleep tonight, we're definitely going to need to stop and eat. Otherwise, we might die in the middle of the night or wake up with some very low health. Oh, so other than that, I hope you guys are well. Hope you, if you were in the States, you enjoyed your Thanksgiving. You got to spend time with your family, your friends. If you were outside of the States, well, it probably didn't mean much to you. It was just another Thursday around the world. But we're back. Things are fine. We are coming on Christmas. It is the first week, something like that, of December now. So we've still got about, I don't know, what, 20, 25 days till Christmas. Toward the end of the month, of course. So we've got a little bit of time, but it will be here before we know it. And it's always stressful. Holidays are stressful for a lot of people. Of course, I was thinking the other day, I'd read somewhere and I got to thinking about it. And it's one of those things that as you get older, holidays don't really have the same excitement. It's like, well, is that because the holidays when you were younger were done for you? You know, you wake up and your parents have put up Christmas ornaments or decorations or trees. You go to school and the teachers have done it. You go watch TV and there's commercials. You go out shopping and you see holiday sales. Well, you don't really see commercials much anymore because everything is streamed. You know, as an adult, I'm assuming most of you are adults, you're the ones putting up the decorations or not doing it. You don't go to school where teachers have put up decorations, or, most likely your workplaces haven't done that. You're not going out shopping in a mall because all the malls are closed because Amazon. So it's just really different. I don't know. It feels different. It seems different. Even Halloween, which is of course my favorite holiday, has just seemed so different the last few years. And it seems to get different, like worse different every single year. But I don't know. It is what it is kind of things. So, oh, there's a small gas station. I don't think we want to stop. I think when we stop, we're going to do it in the middle of no bus. Ooh, we're going to do it in the middle of nowhere. We will lessen the chance of zombies spawning, and that'll give us a couple of extra minutes to refuel, eat, and get something to drink out of the back of Van Helsing, who is still looking pretty cool, by the way. I mean, nothing's really changed on him. One thing I'm kind of wondering if they're going to add in later installments is like dirt, debris, things like that. Maybe small amounts of damage. It's like you flip the car, you ding it up, you scratch the paint gets dirty, whatever. Ooh, there's a cargo ship. I don't think I don't think right now we're gonna waste the time with the cargo ship. I don't think so. We've got to make up for 2 weeks. I screwed up, wasn't able to get 2 videos out, so we're 2 weeks behind. So I mean, if we had done that, we'd be 200 kilometers closer. Well, 150ish, I guess, than we are right now, which would put us much, much closer to our end goal. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna worry about it. We've got a lot of fuel right now. Uh-oh. The last fuel dot. Oh. Yep, I think we just ran out of gas. Alright, so do we want to coast and use up our speed or just slam on the brakes? Tell you what, let's just go ahead and stop. Because we're just going to continue to lose speed. So let's stop. I'm going to hop out. We're going to run. We want to do this as quick as possible, yeah. So there's an autosave. Come on. Come on. Alright, so we want to do this as quick as possible. Because we do not want any bunnies. We are about out of water. So we're going to have to stop and refill the water. So that's something else we're going to have to worry about. I had not thought about that in a minute. I know I've said it before quite a few times that we needed to do that. So we still have a liter of water. We've got lots of food. And 2 bites of bacon will fill us up. So that's all fine and dandy. Alright, I think that's going to be good enough. Alright, let's get you out of there. Let's get you out of there. I kind of forgot we need gas. Alright, so let's take and open this up. Yeah, then we're going to take this guy and fill this up. And full. Perfect. So let's put this down. This 3 liters. Well, about 4. Another autosave. Come on, autosave. Come on. Come on. There we go. Alright, so we're going to close this and off we go. Is our window open? No, window's closed. Okay. Whew. Alright, so we got a full tank of gas, a full belly. We are good to go. The sun is setting on us once again. It's about 8:30 from the looks of the clock. So we've got a little bit more daylight, maybe about 45 minutes, an hour, which at the rate this game goes is... Whoa, bunnies. Was that a baby bunny? That looks like a tiny bunny. Are baby bunnies a thing now? I don't think there was an update that I missed. Imagine baby bunnies that don't really do damage, but they alert grown-up bunnies. That'd actually be kind of cool. Oh, dang. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Oh, okay. Whew, alright. So the nice thing about driving at night is we can really see where the road goes. So if we do decide to do some cross-country driving, it's very easy to see the distance, to see the road, and decide where it goes. It's especially nice on those big open flat areas where it just kind of snakes back and forth, because we can kind of just point for the end and just shoot straight across. That's got to save us at least 5-10 kilometers when we do that. I don't think this is one of those times where it curves that way, but those are always nice. Oh, so with it being close to Christmas time, of course, been watching the Christmas movies, and a new one came out on Shudder. Yeah, Shudder. Once Upon a Knife. No, It's a Wonderful Knife. Kind of a horror version of It's a Wonderful Life. Kind of like they did with Groundhog Day and Happy Death Day. Happy Death Day, I think, was superior in every way. Loved Happy Death Day. But I did not dislike It's a Wonderful Knife. There were things that I did not care about it. There were things I did like. The costume design for the killer, really great, top notch, all white, loved it. kind of like a reverse Ghostface. Loved it. Looked amazing. I don't know that it's going to be some kind of like cult classic where people watch it every single year and look forward to it. It might. I don't really see it happening, but that's just me. Um, as opposed to say, oh, what was it? Krampus. Adam Scott. Great movie. I watch it every year around Christmas. It's a great Christmas horror movie. I love Christmas horror movies, and I don't know why. I guess because it ties in my love of horror movies, my childhood love of Christmas, and just mushes that together. Sometimes really sloppily and terribly, sometimes really good. Krampus was a great example of it. Loved it. They did a fantastic job. Black Christmas was pretty decent. There have been a couple of others that were pretty good. But generally, of course, people don't think, oh, Christmas and horror. I think it works when they do it well, of course, but it's like anything. They do it well, it works. And then, of course, you have the best Christmas movie of all time, Die Hard. No hands, or no doubt about it. All hands say yes, it is the best Christmas movie. Now, my dad would disagree. He says it's a Wonderful Life. However, I will say, in the vein of Die Hard's not a Christmas movie, neither is It's a Wonderful Life, nor was It's a Wonderful Life meant to be a Christmas movie. It just sort of became a holiday classic. Now, all that being said, of course, you got your classics like A Christmas Carol. It's great. I like different versions. If I want the standard Christmas Carol, I watch the Patrick Stewart version. I love Patrick Stewart. He's amazing. I watch his version. If I want a take on A Christmas Carol, I watch Scrooged. Scrooged is really good. If you haven't seen it, watch it this year. It's amazing, hilarious. Bill Murray, fantastic. But I really enjoyed it. So, then of course, I mean, you have your classics. You have your Home Alones, your Jingle All the Ways, things like that that you have to watch every year. My mom's big into The Grinch. She likes the original cartoon version and the Jim Carrey. There are things I like about the Jim Carrey version, and it's not my favorite. I will watch the old school animated version over that one if I have a choice. But I know a lot of people love the Jim Carrey one. There are a lot of great one-liners. There's a lot of humor that's really funny. Some that is way over the heads of the kids watching it. Like, I don't know if y'all ever noticed, but when they're talking about the Christmas party, y'all go back and watch that Christmas party and look at it as an adult, because that is not the Christmas party that I remember it being as a kid. But it is funny. It has its moments. Jim Carrey, of course, is comedic genius. I think he will definitely go down as one of the all-time funniest people, especially in movies. And as far as actors go, you know, you've got your Lucille Balls, you've got stuff like that. But I really think that Jim Carrey is going to be up there forever as one of the all-time comedic greats. It's kind of funny, too, because you think about that. We're saying that now as a contemporary. It was like, Jim Carrey's alive. A lot of us have been alive and watching his movies, seen the stuff that he's done. We think, yeah, man, he's one of the funniest people that's ever acted. It's like, okay, well, we've still got all of human history to look at going forward. Who knows? We might have a whole generation of people that everybody is funnier than Jim Carrey. And of course, humor is subjective. You know, humor from, like, go back and watch comedies from the mid-90s. That style of humor from the mid-90s through, like, the early 2000s, mid-2000s, that style of humor, they don't make movies like that anymore. That style of humor just doesn't appeal to a lot of people now. And you kind of go back and watch it and you can see why. Like, some of the stuff that I loved back then, I've tried to go back and rewatch some of those movies. And I'm like, yeah, man, these are, man, that's really as funny as I remember it being. Like, for example, Austin Powers. I loved Austin Powers. I thought he was hilarious. Mike Myers was comedic gold. Everything he touched was amazing. I went back and I tried to rewatch the third Austin Powers Goldmember, and I was shocked at how hard it was for me to watch that movie. The jokes just didn't land the same. It didn't have that appeal to me that it used to have all those years ago. And I'm sure, my taste in comedy has changed. Things that I think are funny now, I didn't back then or wouldn't have back then, and vice versa. But it was hard to get through. I think I made it through half an hour and I was like, I can't watch anymore. And then same thing with the original. I went back and tried to rewatch it. And I was like, yeah, it's not hitting the same as it used to. So when people talk about nostalgia and nostalgia goggles and how fondly we look upon things from the past, it's true. Like, there is definitely some rose-colored effect going on there, saying, whew, this was better than it really was. And some of it you can pick out pretty easy, like humor has changed, things like that. But then for us older people, like video games. I mean, I look back at the games I played growing up and how amazing they looked at the time. And I was thinking, man, these graphics look amazing. They're never going to look better. It's going to go from this to looking like a photograph. Well, guys, let me tell you, that didn't happen. I mean, video games, for the most part, still look like video games. I mean, even games that are just coming out, big AAA games, say like Starfield, for example, from Bethesda. Yeah, it looks great. It plays great. But you can tell it's a video game. We have not come anywhere close to the, I don't know, basically full motion video that I think a lot of us kind of expected by this time. But then again, a lot of stuff now is shifting away from hyper realistic video game design. I mean, look at Legend of Zelda. Not the newest one, but the one that came with the Nintendo Switch. I can't even think of what it's called now. Anyway, that Legend of Zelda. Breath of the Wild. That's it. But we've come a long way from the games then, but it's not the kind of full motion video that I think a lot of us expected that we would get. So, games have progressed. You have Breath of the Wild, which is where I was going before I got distracted and had to pause for a minute. But they intentionally went away from a more realistic for a certain art style direction, which is fine. I mean, I think if that's the game style you want to make, that's, entirely up to the developers and the studios and what they think people will enjoy. I know when I saw it, I was not the biggest fan. Honestly, I'm still not the biggest fan. I don't think that hyper cartoony style, I don't think it really suited it well. It looked fine. It played great. I definitely think the game was hindered by being on the Switch, which I don't know if I've talked about this before, but Nintendo, they had some problems with the Switch. Don't get me wrong, it's a great console. It's all well and good. It plays fine. However, when it came out and was going up against the Xbox and the PlayStation, it was already a generation behind. But for some reason, I don't know what it is, but Nintendo seems to always be a generation behind. So right now, for example, as of this recording, the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox One Series X are the cream of the crop consoles, competing against the Switch. Those guys are pushing out 4K 60 FPS gaming. The Switch undocked is at 720. It's not even running full HD. You dock it, you're getting 1080 gameplay. It's just not there. I don't know if Nintendo says, oh, well, our games are why people buy a Nintendo product, because we make good, fun, engaging games, not because high frame rates and buttery smooth mechanics. I don't know, maybe that's what they think. And they sell. Nintendo continually sells loads and loads of consoles. Year after year, decade after decade, they sell consoles. Now, is that because they make a great console and great games? Is it because their games are locked to their system? For the most part anymore, you buy a PlayStation, you buy an Xbox, you buy a PC, you're pretty much able to play all the new AAA games. PC, of course, has unlimited almost indie games like this, The Long Drive. You can't get The Long Drive on the Xbox or on a PlayStation. It just doesn't work that way. But AAA titles, the big things people think about when gaming like that, yeah, those are going to be available across everything. But then Nintendo, they say, yeah, no, we don't want these heavy, dark, mature games. Or, yeah, we're going to put it on our system, but it's not going to run near as well. So, for example, look at Hogwarts Legacy. Looks way different on PC, Xbox, PlayStation than it does on Nintendo. It's hardly comparable. Like, you can tell it's generation old hardware. And somehow that's not bit them in the butt. I don't know how, but it hasn't. But it's Nintendo. It's hard to tell. We're going to slide to a stop outside of this thing. We're going to check it for some fuel because I think, my friends, we're going to call this one right here. We're sitting about 25 minutes, but stuff has come up like always. So, guys, we're going to stop right here, right at about 50 kilometers. With all these delays, it is going to take us a little longer to get back to our mom. But fear not, we will get there, guys. So thank you for watching. Thank you for putting up with the delays and these slightly shorter videos. But guys, I'm Logan. This is The Long Drive, and I will catch you next time.